Hey, what's going on, guys? So today I wanted to do a quick video of my Hobie Compass setup. I've had it for a little bit over a year now. I bought it last summer and I've done quite a bit of upgrades to it as far as OEM and third-party accessories and things like that. So I'll give you guys a quick walkthrough of everything I have, and I'll make sure that links are in the description of where you can buy them. So let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to work my way up starting from the back here. First thing I would like to start with is my loading and unloading accessories. I mean, these are kind of essential if you have a Hobie, especially if you're car topping. First is obviously just a standard Hobie cart here. And then, as I've outlined in a previous video, I'll also leave a description. I car top my Hobie Compass, so I use this Hobie Compass loader, which just hooks up onto the back here, and then you strap it around the rudder, and then the top goes where this eyelet is. And this just helps me put the kayak on its end so that I can get up on the car, because unfortunately with the way the Compass is designed, you can't put it up on its end without damaging the rudder. So this has been a great tool. It's 25 or 30 bucks, and like I said, I have a full video of how I load my kayak on top of my Mazda CX-5 SUV. So check that out in the description. Okay, so next is my cooler. I actually run two different setups depending on what I'm doing for the day. If I'm going to be keeping catches, I'm going to bring my cooler, and this is just a cheap Engel cooler that I got from Big 5, I think for like $70, and I like it a lot because it's really lightweight, it's cheap, and on the inside it's got a decent amount of room. There's actually a tray insert that comes with it too. I don't have it in here right now. That's where you can store like your phone or any other things, because this is a waterproof seal on it. And this cooler has a couple of accessories you can buy too. They have a rod holder accessory that I think puts 2 or 3 on each side of the cooler. I don't have that, but that's a good upgrade if you want kind of an all-in-one solution. So when I'm not planning on keeping any of my catches, I just use a standard milk crate, which I had sitting around in the garage, and then I bought these, I think they're, Berkeley rod holders that I zip tied. I use this when I am like bass fishing and I need a bunch of different setups to bring with me, because this kayak only has 2 built-in rod holders. And I did want to mention one thing in here. I really like this fish measuring board. I got this off Amazon. It's by Frabble. It's a kind of a cheaper version of the Hog Traw, whatever it is that's pretty popular. Those things are kind of expensive. I think this is only like 20 bucks, and it extends, so I can go all the way up to 36 inches. So it's good for freshwater and saltwater. Okay, moving up a little, and this really only applies to you if you're planning on capturing footage with the GoPro and doing videos and things like that. But I settled on this after a while. I was doing a few different setups of how I can mount my GoPro kind of out in the way. I know they have the ram ball mounts, and those are nice, but they're a little expensive, and I already have a lot of Scotty products on my kayak, so I thought I'll just go with Scotty. This is 3D printed a TPU bung, which fits directly into the built-in rod holder here for the kayak. I'll share the file if you have a 3D printer, but you could probably, thicken it with a bunch of duct tape or even some foam or a leftover gym mat. And then this is Scotty arm extender, and then this is, I think, a Brocraft brand, and it's just a GoPro camera mount. And it's got both regular camera mount here, so if you want to put a DSLR or something, or a point and shoot camera. I'm not sure why you would on the water, but otherwise there's the standard GoPro mount here. And then it just fits nicely in here. It's fully adjustable, and then as far as my cable management, it's not perfect, but I like to run my GoPros off of a power bank rather than batteries, especially on a situation like this where I don't want to have to reach behind me and take a couple minutes to empty everything out, and then I lose the position of where the camera was. So this, I can just keep it powered on all day, never have a problem. I just have a cheap power bank that you would use to charge your smartphone, which I have on my milk crate, and then I just connected into that. Okay, moving on up, let's start with the Fishfinder. This is a Garmin Striker 4 CV Plus or something like that. I just actually upgraded to it. Let me get out of its mounting so I can show you. I don't have it connected right now to the battery, but this is a Scotty, just standard Scotty fish finder mount that is universal to most fish finders. And then this is the head unit itself. I've taken it out in the water a few times already and I really like it. I was using the Deeper Pro Plus, which is one of those fish finders that you connect to your smartphone. And I thought that was a good fish finder as far as being able to find structure and depth, but I didn't like how it basically occupied my phone. You know, I wanted to switch apps or take a photo. It's kind of a pain to go back and forth. And it's not really very good for trolling because it is tethered on a piece of wire next to your boat and kind of just sits in the water. And you know, if the water's choppy or you're trolling too fast, it will dip under the water and you'll lose your Wi-Fi signal because it's connected to Wi-Fi. So that's why I recently just upgraded to this, and I installed it. Let me show you. And I installed it using the standard Hobie setup that comes with your kayak. It comes with a couple grommets. You just need like a 1-inch hole saw thing for a drill, and I think a 1 3/8. And so it's watertight. I have it hooked up to a battery up here. And this is a 3D printed mount that I made for the battery so that it sits in my rectangular hatch, which I relocated from this over here, which I'll go into that in a second. And then as far as setting up the transducer, I used the Hobie Lowrance Ready Plate, which is on the bottom of the kayak. And unfortunately, I had to make a few modifications, so I 3D printed a mount for the transducer as well, and it fits, works decent. It's a little bit of a tight fit, but I'll also put that link in the description for the Thingiverse file if you have a 3D printer or access to one. Okay, and then going back to the hatch. So stock, this comes with this 8 or 9 inch round hatch in the position in front of the seat. However, this is a common upgrade. Probably one of the upgrades I recommend you do first with this kayak is get this rectangular hatch kit. And it's really easy. You just take a jigsaw and cut a big hole around it and it fits perfect. The nice thing I like about it is that I can put my tackle boxes in here. This is another accessory that you need to buy to be able to have a little pivot tackle box system. Otherwise, you can get a rectangular hatch, which I have down here, and just drop that in. Unfortunately, my kayak has had some weird warping or something, so this doesn't fit all the way down. I just kind of use it as a storage system. It's also got a nice little pouch here to put your pliers. And it's supposedly watertight. I'd say it's mostly watertight. It's not perfect. Next is this little mat pocket. This is another first upgrade I recommend. You can put, you know, scissors or lures or plastics, and then also it's a nice place to hold your rudder cable because otherwise that just flops around. I also did just a little quick and dirty cup holder fix because without this or something blocking, your cup is going to want to fall right out because it's very, very shallow right here. And then moving on to the rails, I've just got a rod holder here. I think this is a Yak Attack Omega, if I'm correct. I like this because it works for both bait casters and spinning. Some of them only work for specific styles. The only downside is that I haven't been able to fit a really thick rod onto it. It doesn't fit very well, but for most of your trout or bass gear, this will do just fine. And this is another same exact Scotty rod extender from earlier that I talked about. And then I have it hooked up to a Scotty rail adapter. and that just pops right in, and it has the T-nut at the bottom. And then this is another like GoPro camera adapter, and it's also got this so you can put your phone in there if you need to. Oh, and one last upgrade I forgot to mention is a paddle holder upgrade. This is from, I think, the Pro Angler, and it screws right directly into the stock mounts. So you get two of these, and then you can snap your paddle right in, and it's not going to go anywhere. Okay, well, I think that just about covers it, guys. I really like this kayak. I started with that cheap one from Dick's, which is a great kayak, but it's not really meant for fishing, for like a couple $100. Did that for a year and then finally upgraded to this, and it has been a night and day improvement. I love being able to fish hands-free. I love the ability to troll hands-free. I mostly bought this to be able to troll, and that just adds a whole nother level to fishing, in my opinion. But if you're looking for a lightweight, sit on top, pedal drive kayak, I definitely recommend the Hobie Compass. It's easy to car top, throw in your car, get it out in the water, and have a fun time. This is the upgraded Hobie Compass with the Mirage Drive 180, and it only comes in the camo. I don't think the 180 drive is necessary unless you're going to be fishing in specific circumstances, like if you're going to be fishing close to the bank for bass and things like that. Then I would recommend it, but I don't think it's necessary. I use it probably half the time, and honestly I think it's a little inconvenient because there are some tabs you have to pull. So on the drive, this is forward and this is reverse, and in order to go from one to the other, you have to stop pedaling and then you have to pull it and make sure it engages. That's the only downside of this over a propeller style drive. With a propeller style drive, it's more like a bicycle pedal. It has instant reverse. So that's just one of the things to consider if you're looking to buy a foot powered kayak. But yeah, I can't really think of anything else. So if you guys have any questions or need any help getting set up with your Hobie Compass, feel free to leave me a comment or send me an email. Thanks for watching.